to my kitchen, where we bring Middle Eastern cooking to America. In today's show, I'll be making grilled chicken with zaater, Zaater bread, lettuce, feta, and cumin salad. We will start off by making the zaater mix. For this recipe, I'll be using fresh oregano. So I'll be cutting some fresh oregano from my garden. Smells so good. Nothing like using fresh herbs in any recipes. They become so handy and they are very fragrant. Okay, that should be great. We will start off by making the Zaater blend. Zaater blend is instantly aromatic and ancient spice blend. And Zaater mix is usually made with dried herbs such as thyme or oregano. Today I'll be using fresh oregano from my garden, which is gonna go perfectly with the chicken that we are making and the bread that we are making. And it goes perfectly with the nuttiness of the sesame that's gonna go in the mix too. So what I would do is I will remove all the leaves from the oregano. And like I said, you can use dried herbs if you don't have any fresh ones, but if you have any fresh herbs, I always prefer to use fresh herbs to make any blend of spice or even to marinate or to add to the salad. Zaater mix is used to flavor meat, bread, or chicken, and it's used with many things, and it's been used for long time throughout the Middle East region with many recipes. So I will need probably about 1/4 cup of chopped oregano leaves. I will chop them real fine. I will probably chop them coarsely first. And then I will use my fine chopper to really grind it very finely. I like this device. It's great for chopping parsley, mint, oregano, any kind of herbs. This looks great now. Look how finely the herbs, the oregano leaves are chopped. I will transfer them to this mixing bowl. And then to this, I will add 1/4 cup of sesame seeds, which is a great combination for the nuttiness of the seeds. 1/4 cup of sumac, ground sumac. Another spice that's well known for the Middle Eastern cooking. Gives you the sourness and it gives you that intense flavor. And then 1/4 cup of ground cumin goes in the mix. Another spice, another one that's gonna give you that aromatic flavor for this blend. And then 1 tablespoon of salt, just to season. And then 1 tablespoon of black pepper. And that's it. We'll just mix everything together. Look at this beautiful color. Look how nicely the sesame, the sumac, and the oregano leaves are nicely blended together and smells so good. You can sprinkle this on top of yogurt or on top of any kind of bread. on top of chicken or meat. It's a great, great blend to have around. You can store this in a jar and in the fridge for up to 1 week because we are using fresh oregano. If you are using dried oregano, you can store it up to 6 months or so. So we'll set this on the side for now. Now we will start making the dough for the Zaater bread. For this recipe, I need 1 cup of warm water. To this, I will add 4 teaspoons of dry yeast. Sprinkle on the top of warm water. 2 teaspoons of sugar. 2 teaspoons of salt, and we'll let it sit for about 10 minutes. In the mixing bowl, I will have 4 cups of bread flour, actually 4.5 cups. 4.5 cups of bread flour goes in the mixing bowl. And that's good. Set this on the side. And I have 1 stick of butter that I will slice into about 1/2 inch slices. And we want to make sure the butter is cold. It should not be at room temperature. We want it to be cold. It's much easier when it's cold to incorporate in the flour. I will break the butter slices, rub them in the flour until all the big pieces of butter are incorporated with the flour and resembles like a course meal. So this is what I would do, and that's why we want the butter to be cold. It's much easier to break into the flour, and this is gonna give us nice and crispy bread. Anytime you use this method, will give you nice crispy bread, unlike using soft or melted butter. It would almost look like a pie crust or something like that. So we'll try to rub or break all the pieces of butter until they are almost invisible. I think this is good. I don't see any large pieces of butter in the mixture, so this is good. We mix the butter and the flour mixture, and to this I will add the yeast mixture that's been sitting for about 10 minutes. And also for this recipe, I need 2 whole eggs that I will crack in the bowl here, and 2 egg yolks. Look how beautiful and yellow your yolk is on these organic eggs. I love them. So beautiful. And this will go into the mixture. Everything is nicely mixed together. I'll change the mixing attachment into dough hook attachment to finish kneading the dough. This is a great, great dough almost looks like pastry dough, which is going to be great for the kind of bread that I'll be making. We want it to be nice and flaky, and it's going to be beautiful. Dough looks beautiful. Look how nice and smooth. And I love the color of the dough. It's kind of yellowish, and that's because of the egg yolks. Before I transfer my dough to the bowl, I will brush the glass bowl with some olive oil. And we'll brush the lid also with some olive oil. And then I will remove the dough. Look how beautiful. Looks so beautiful. It's gorgeous dough. And then I will form it into a smooth ball. Place it in the glass bowl. Turn around to coat all the surfaces with the olive oil. Put the lid on it and cover it for about an hour to hour and a half until it's doubled in size. Now we are ready to marinate our chicken. For this, I will need to prepare the liquid that I'm going to marinate the chicken with, or the mixture. So for this recipe, I will need ½ cup of the za'atar mix that we made earlier. Goes in the bowl. To this, I'll add 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, ½ cup of extra virgin olive oil goes in the mix, 1 large sprig of rosemary. I will remove all the leaves out. Smells so good. It's amazing. I will chop the rosemary leaves finally. What a beautiful combination of flavors and aromatic spice blend that's gonna give us to marinate our chicken with. It's gonna be amazing. Just the rosemary by itself with the olive oil and the garlic, it's gonna be so good. Love using this device for chopping herbs. They chop them really fine. So it's a really nice tool to have. This is good. Rosemary leaves are finely chopped. That's about ½ cup. Goes in the mix. To this, I will grate 2 lemons, zest of 2 lemons. This is a great marinade. Love using the lemon zest whenever I can to marinate food, to add to dessert, to add to bread, because that's where all the essential oils are. They have all that beautiful flavor, and it's very fragrant too. And now I will extract the juice from those 2 lemons. And there. About maybe 1/4 cup in between the 2 lemons. And this is exactly how much we want. It's perfect. And now I'll add 1 chili pepper that I need to get the seeds out because that's where it's going to be more spicy. So we don't want it to be that spicy. Try to remove all the seeds from the chili pepper, and then I will chop it real finely too. Of course, if you don't want your chicken to be that spicy, you can just add half of a chili pepper, or you can add more than one if you want it to be spicier. It's all up to you. Try to dice it as fine as possible. This looks good. And this will go in the mixture also. And we have one last thing. I'm using about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic that I'm gonna mince, and it will go in the mixture also. So do you see what a beautiful, beautiful combination of colors and flavors together that we are using to marinate the chicken with? It's gonna be so good. Try to mash it first, and then we'll chop it finally. I'll mince the garlic real fine. We don't want to have a chunk of garlic in the chicken. Again, I'll try to mince it real finely with using this chopper here. Perfect. And this will go in the mixture also. And now everything that I need to marinate the chicken with, it's there. We'll mix everything together. Wish you can smell it. It smells amazing. The garlic, the lemon zest, the za'atar, the rosemary, and it's so, so good. We'll set this on the side to marinate the chicken with. Now I'm ready to marinate the chicken. I have 2 chicken that's about 3 to 4 pounds each that I washed and dried. What I would do is I will cut each one of them in half. Try to remove any fatty pieces out as much as possible. And this will go in the pan. And this will go in here. Then to this, I will add the marinade that we used to marinate, rub all over chicken pieces. We'll try to coat all the chicken pieces inside and outside, a little bit under the skin with the marinade that we made. Great, looks really, really good. Now, what I would do is, we'll cover the chicken with some plastic wrap. And chicken will go in the refrigerator for about 6 to 8 hours or overnight. And maybe every 2 hours we need to turn it around to make sure all the marinade is in the chicken. My grill is so hot, it's all the way to 600 degrees. My chicken has been marinated in the fridge for about 6 hours, and now we are ready to grill the chicken. First of all, I will place the chicken pieces, skin side down. We want to sear all that skin first. Just for about a couple minutes. We'll close the grill and we'll let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. We'll check on our chicken. Perfect, the skin is nice and seared, and this is exactly what we want. You see the grill marks on the skin, perfect. Smells so good. We'll put the lid down and we will lower the heat to about low to medium. And we'll let it cook for about 30 to 35 minutes and we'll check again. We'll check on our dough. Dough has been sitting for about an hour and a half actually. And look how it doubled in size and it looks so beautiful. So what I would do is, I will remove the dough and divide it into 3 equal portions. Form each into a nice ball. Gently working with the dough, we'll cover each piece with some plastic wrap and a kitchen towel, and working with only 1 portion at a time. Set this on the side. I will prepare the mixture that's gonna go on the bread. So I have 1 cup of mixed Zaater blend that we made earlier. It's 1 cup here. To this, I will add 1 cup of sesame seeds, and half cup of extra virgin olive oil. I'll mix everything together until nicely blended. And we'll set it on the side. Sprinkle my work surface with some flour. Not too much. And then what I would do is I will roll out the dough into about 18 by 9 maybe inches, as thin as possible. What a beautiful dough. It's nice and smooth, and you can see there are little bits of butter still invisible in the dough, and that's what's gonna make it nice and crispy and flaky. We'll try to stretch it as thin as possible. The dough, it's nice and thin. You can see bits of butter inside the dough, and this is exactly how we want it, and this is what's gonna make it nice and crispy and flaky. It's amazing dough. It's very nice. So we'll roll it out a little bit more to make it as thin as possible. Now what I would do is I will take some of the za'atar and sesame mix, about a third of it, because we want to save the remaining one for the other pieces of dough that we have. So just place it in the middle and go and spread it all over the dough evenly. Want to make sure every single piece have the same amount of the za'atar mix and the sesame. Smells very, very good. Love using the fresh oregano in the za'atar mix. It's really, really great. Great. And now what I would do is I will roll it, jerry roll style, all around. I'll make sure all the za'atar and sesame mixture is inside the dough. This is gonna give us beautiful layers of the dough and the za'atar mixed together. Just wanna roll it out evenly so we can have all exact pieces. Great, looks perfect. Now what we would do is we're gonna slice them into about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch slices. Perfect. And then we'll place them on the tray. Look how beautiful the layers of the dough and the za'atar mix. It's gonna be amazing. That's why we stretch that dough real thin, so we can have all these layers. Now we'll cover it with some saran wrap and then a kitchen towel, and we'll let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now we will work on the second piece of dough. Sprinkle my work surface with some flour, and we will stretch the dough as thin as possible. Now the dough has been resting for about 20 minutes. I will brush the tops with some olive oil. Looks so beautiful. It's nice and rusted, and it's even more puffed as it rested. And then I will sprinkle some more sesame seeds on top of each. Perfect. I'll set it on the side for a minute or so. And we'll do the same thing for the other one. Brush the tops with some olive oil. Right. And now we'll go in my kitchen to bake these in the oven. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. We will bake the Zaater bread in the oven for about 25 minutes until nice and golden. We'll check on our bread. Look how beautiful it looks. Nice and golden. And look at these layers of the dough with the Zaater mix and the sesame. It looks amazing. Gorgeous, gorgeous looking bread, and smells amazing too. We'll set it on the side to cool off. Now we are ready to make our salad. Before we start anything, we are gonna make the dressing for the salad. For this recipe, I need 1.5 cups of plain yogurt. This is homemade plain yogurt. You can use store-bought if you want. To this, I will add 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. And about 1.5 cups of feta cheese, about 10 ounces or so. So I'll just crumble it in here. This is real delicious dressing for the salad that we are making. I need to add about 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. So I'll just peel them and throw them right in there. We're gonna use the food processor. Maybe I'll just chop them coarsely. Great. And then a zest of 1 whole lemon. This is an amazing dressing. It's a beautiful combination of flavors together. The garlic, the yogurt, the feta cheese, the zest of lemon, and the cumin. It's gonna add a lot to this salad. It's real simple, but it's very, very flavorful. Great to serve any time of the year. And then we will process everything together. I will just pause. To puree all the ingredients together. I believe everything is nice and smooth. Look how beautiful. How smooth and silky the salad dressing is. It's amazing. So, so beautiful. Everything is nicely blended together, and it's really, really smooth and glossy. This is a great dressing to serve with salad, or dip some bread in it, or even to serve it with the chicken that we are gonna have. To my salad dressing, I'll add some salt to season and some black pepper to season, about maybe 1 teaspoon each, depending on how you want it. And you want to make sure, first of all, you need to check the feta cheese. If it's too salty, you need to reduce the amount of salt that you're going to add to the dressing. And so you want to make sure of that. We don't want to have too salty dressing. We'll blend everything together. Dressing is ready. And now I have washed and dried some romaine lettuce. You could use hearts or you can use a whole romaine lettuce. And I will just roughly chop it. You can even tear it by your hands if you like. And then this will go in my serving platter. I'm using about 2 heads of lettuce for this recipe. It's a beautiful looking lettuce. You can use any kind of lettuce. If you don't want to use romaine lettuce, you can use butter lettuce, you could use iceberg lettuce, or any other kind. My favorite is always the romaine lettuce. Especially summertime. Look how beautiful the green color is. It's gorgeous. We'll set this in the middle. And then I will just add a few leaves of the fresh oregano on top, just to give it some nice flavor. Perfect. And then sprinkle some whole cumin seeds. Remember, we use ground seed for the dressing. And then we're just gonna sprinkle some whole cumin seeds on top. And we're gonna crumble some feta cheese. As much as you like. And we will spoon some dressing on top. We'll check on our chicken. Look how beautiful our chicken looks. It looks amazing. Look at the color. And I wish you can smell it. It is a great looking chicken. We'll remove it and place it on our serving platter. Looks amazing. That's all the time that we have for today. In today's show, I made grilled chicken with zaater. I made zaater bread, lettuce, feta, and cumin salad. Thank you so much for coming to my kitchen and enjoy Middle Eastern cooking. We hope to see you next time with more exotic dishes from the Middle East.